I had a job interview today, and I came in my pants during the interview.
What do you get when you cross a serial edger freak with a job interview that promises things that can't be kept? You got an edging streak lost, that's what you get. Men all across America nowadays are deprived of sex. You hear it everywhere. On the news, social media. Oh, this dude committed neck rope at the age of 30 because he was a virgin and couldn't get any box. You turn on the news and hear the hot MILF news anchor lady saying, "Men all over America are more sex deprived than ever." Then the professional comes in for the side segment, pulling all of the statistics on how many men go their entire lives without getting it.
What a sigma?
But then they watch porn every day. If you were a fly on these dudes' walls, you'd see that they are desperate. They watch so much porn, in fact, to compensate for the lack of box that they are practically squirting out dust at this point. I can't wait to get home from my job and put my MILF Sister Bukake Big Black Rope video on. And then when they reach climax, instead of a huge bang, you just hear a small dust cloud, because this dude's jerking it so much that there's no more juice left in the tank to squeeze out. Nada. Completely empty. You turn on the phone, go on Instagram, and are instantly bombarded with 10 out of 10 big gyat Latinas. Well, looks like we're going back on the hub. And the cycle repeats itself until you have to go to bed because tomorrow you have a real job, only to get home, tired, and do the same thing again. So the news bombards you with all of these types of information, but they know. They know that you're still a freak. They know that you want a girlfriend harder than anything else. A job, money, responsibilities. Why would they want any of that? They want punani. They're sick of using their hand. Sick of not feeling the touch of a real woman. And then we get people like this guy who appeared on my recommendation tab the other day. A freak. A sad product of our reality. A bald version of James Charles with a pretty face. But probably hasn't been touched by a woman in his entire life. Oh, why choose the bear? He craves it. He dreams of it. He can't go a single second without thinking of a woman in the female body. He lost his edging streak at the job interview because it was probably too long, and he started thinking of videos he'd be watching whenever he got home and just got carried away. The interview took way too long. It was probably the interviewer's fault anyway. What were they wearing? They were probably asking for it anyways. And the way the interviews goes nowadays, a process that would probably take 10 minutes max, I bet that it took an entire hour. And at that point, can you even blame a guy for going 1 hour straight without gooning? That's impossible. Even I would have lost going that long without busting a fat one. Let me tell you guys this real story that happened. My first job interview for a graphics design role. The interviewer sat me down, showed me a 2-minute janky-ass video of a train going through space, and asked me, "Can you do this? And how long will it take you?" And I said something along the lines, yes, I can do that, and it'll take me about 5 working days. He looked at me and hired me right there and then. I worked for that company for 2 years after a 5-minute interview. Even I was amazed at how little the interview took. In my second job interview for my next job, the interviewer yapped for 2 hours straight. I also got hired, but listen, it could have been way shorter. 2 hours just to listen to someone from human resources yapping is mentally draining. It's even worse than streaming for 8 hours. We have to make these job interviews faster. People have stuff to do. Men have nuts to bust to some weird freaky video on the internet. And women have to get home and post videos of their asses to Instagram and for the fans.
If I was anxious and I was insecure, then the way that in the moment I could sort of calm myself down and make myself focus and make myself more confident was to make myself horny.
Feral. This guy's a freak, a deviant born out of necessity. Do you think that any of that would have happened if he had been touched by a woman when he was younger? All of these dudes' deviancy could have been fixed by the goth girlfriend. Yes, that thick goth cashier working part-time at the supermarket. All of these sexual deviants have one problem, and it can be fixed just by the touch of a real woman. Have you ever heard of sexually active men doing these atrocities? Local Chad goes to school to try and get a Moab in real life. No, it never happens. It's always the quiet kid, the virgin, The ugly dude with the face deformity. None of you talked to me. You all laughed and mocked at me. Now you get what you fucking deserve. Ta 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 ta. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks. Why? Because of the lack of female energy in their lives. No girl dare talk to them. No girl besides their mothers touch them. Can you imagine going your entire life without feeling the warm touch of a woman's lips? I tell you guys, when I become president, every dude will get one goth girlfriend. I give you my word that these acts of deviancy will drop by 90%. No more guys rampaging through schools trying to improve their KDs. No more freaks gooning on the job interview. I can already imagine the commercial on TV about my presidential campaign. Little Dylan left for school on that day, wearing all black. Instead of a backpack, he carried a duffel bag full of goodies to help him on his mission. Neither Dylan nor 30 other people at that school returned to their parents that day. This could have all been prevented had Dylan been touched by the goth girl at the supermarket. Vote for Shifter for president and teenage and adult male deviancy. I tell you, guys that go on their entire lives without feeling the end of a woman, they're not like rejects, deviants, freaks. You might not believe me now, but as cases of stuff like this keeps happening, one day, maybe some years from now, you'll think back to this video and think, oh yeah, maybe this guy was right. Maybe that random guy on the internet yapping about random stuff every day was actually right. Maybe girls do change a man's life. Maybe that's the cure for deviancy. Maybe if Dylan had a girlfriend, that tragedy would have never happened.
How difficult it is. I don't think most of you know how difficult it is to have anxiety and panic disorder and ADHD and probably autism. I don't even know.
Look, the poor dude has got all of the isms, all of these problems. There is one clear and simple solution to fix it. A girlfriend. This freak, reject even, is collecting these isms like he's trying to complete a Pokédex. A girlfriend will fix all of that. Who needs that when you have a girlfriend? Fuck having autism, I want some ass! Give me those chicks, bitch! We're having hot, steamy, freaky, passionate love tonight. I'll leave the autism for later.
I felt myself, all of a sudden, it kind of snuck up on me. I felt myself kind of all of a sudden go over the point of no return, right? And so I felt it happen, and I was kind of like, and I tried to pretend to have a coughing fit. I must not have done a very good job, I guess, because afterwards he looked at me very strangely and he was like, is everything okay?
Since I'm not going for the presidency anytime soon, the goth girlfriend for every single man is out of the question. Here's my other solution. Make every job remote. That way you can have these deviants confined to their homes and they don't risk accidentally coming during the job interview. They can work for 1 hour in the comfort of their homes, whack it, and then work another hour, and then another one, and so on and so forth. There! Problem solved! No more deviants running rampant on the streets. If everyone's home, bricklayers, road workers, who the fuck needs those? Nobody's buying a house or a brand new car in this economy anyway. Why make more houses if nobody's buying them? So some random old rich multimillionaire has another 8-bathroom house to add to his already existing 10-mansion estate? Or should the banks can buy yet another 10-story building only to rent it out in its entirety to deviant freaks and rejects like us? No, let us all deviants, rejects and freaks go back to living with our parents, working remote jobs so we can save up for something. Our parents' house is probably already paid for. They are boomers anyway, they're rich. They are rich and didn't even try hard. That house was probably only $10 and one popsicle by the price that houses were selling back in the day. They practically gave the houses away. Back in the day, people at 20 had one house already paid for, 2 children, 3 cars, a cat and a dog, and didn't even work that hard for it. And now look at us, working harder than ever, 16-hour days, 7 days a week. For what? To get no bitches? No money for a house? No money for a car? I say, let's go back to our parents' house, working remotely and fix this rampant deviancy problem. The government refuses to give us a goth girlfriend. No problem. I'll work from home and do nothing but jerk it all day long. Jerk all of my problems away until there's nothing but dust and a shriveled, mangled, dried pee-pee.